Okay, our recording is all set. Welcome to our second Atlas Answers session. Um, Happy September. This month we are going to talk about AT tools for accessible assignments. So hopefully my slides are coming through totally fine there. But I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Rain Sims. I am one of the assistive technology specialists with the Atlas program here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Our Atlas program services the entire state of Indiana, all educators at K through 12 schools in Indiana, and we have many services related to assistive technology. Um, I see we also have some other Easterseals representation today, which is great. Love to see it. If anyone is interested in viewing these slides are available online. You can type in this bit.ly link here. It is bit.ly/atlas-sep25. And that link will be in the slides. So if anyone else joins us throughout the presentation, then they can also hop on there as well. All right. So we're going to get started. Today, as I mentioned, we'll be talking about AT tools that are useful for accessible assignments. And then we'll also have some time for Q&A today as well. So these Atlas Answers sessions, I just wanted to review, especially if anyone is new. Basically, our team comes up with some short topics that we will present on each month to give kind of some information about those topics. And then we also have time for questions as well. So if you need the link for the slides, that'll be in the lower right corner for the rest of the presentation. But otherwise, I'll talk just a little bit about our Atlas services. We are located in Indiana, in Indianapolis, but we service the whole state. We do equipment demonstrations of assistive technology devices and products. We do technical assistance, so we can help educators figure out what assistive technology they need and how to use it with their students. We do workshops and trainings. We have an extensive loan library with over 1,000 items. And we also have quite the Apple app repository as well. With over 400 Apple apps available to loan for free. So all of our services are available at no cost to educators. Our two main things that we do are the technical assistance piece and the equipment loans piece. So technical assistance is basically if you maybe are not sure where to start with assistive technology or need help getting started, need someone to show you how to use the items. Equipment loans, on the other hand, is if you don't need that hands-on assistance. So basically that works like an online catalog. And so you can have assistive technology items shipped to you at no cost for 6 weeks. Yeah, and this is entirely a no-cost program. So we really implore Indiana educators to use our services. All right, now into our kind of mini session for the day. We'll talk about accessible assignments and how assistive technology can help you out with that. So when I say accessible assignments, I mean these assignments being designed so that all students, regardless of disability or learning style, can understand, engage with, and complete it without unnecessary barriers. So some of these things may include accessible formatting, making it so that students of all abilities can access your worksheet or project or assignment or whatever it is. It could also include clear instructions. Sometimes instructions may be less than clear or within or in sort of an inaccessible format. And then it also includes flexible options for response. So maybe including more than one way for the student to show what they know, demonstrate their learning for that assignment. So next we'll talk about what some of those tools are that can help you create more accessible assignments, or really, if you have an assignment already, making it more accessible to your students, regardless of their abilities. So one of these products that I'd like to highlight is called SnapType. I believe the actual app that they are on now is called SnapType Pro 2. This is an iOS app, so I would say I'd recommend using it on iPad typically. It lets students complete worksheets digitally by either taking a photo of that worksheet. Maybe you have your paper worksheets that you handed out to every student, um, but but a student wants to complete that assignment digitally. They could just take a photo of that worksheet and then fill it out digitally. You can also import PDFs. So this is really helpful for students who have challenges with handwriting, or have challenges with the space constraints that are on like typical paper worksheets. It could also help students who, um, maybe need that assistance, reading uh, uh, the text or anything on the assignment as well, because they have both typing and speech to text. So students can type or dictate answers instead of handwriting them, and also text to speech. So worksheets can be read aloud. And it's also really helpful because you can pinch to zoom. There are different colored overlays you can use, different adjustable fonts. And then it's also, I find, very user-friendly to send it off to the teacher after the student is finished filling in their worksheet. You can have it auto-save to folders, or you can have it email off to the teacher. And so I do find that this is a pretty accessible app for a lot of students to use independently. So this app is also available for loan through our app library at entirely no cost, to see if this is something that might work for your classroom, a student, or even your whole district. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the C Pen. So the current model of the C Pen is the Reader 3, and this is a really cool, helpful tool for supporting reading. I know a lot of students have it maybe as an accommodation in their IEP, that they need printed text read aloud to them, assignment questions read aloud to them, exam questions read aloud to them. And we want to give the students this accommodation. We need to be able to give them this accommodation, but it can also be super challenging, especially if there is only one teacher in the room, or maybe you have multiple students who need text read aloud to them. And so this is a handheld scanning pen. It is about the size of a kind of a bulky highlighter. It reads printed text aloud to you. It can define words. It can also translate or even save text. So this is a really helpful support for students with reading challenges. And it can also be really empowering because it helps them access those printed materials independently. And this is just a great tool. It helps, so it reads it aloud to you either through the speaker that is in the C Pen device itself, or you can, I believe on this newer model, you can connect Bluetooth headphones or wired headphones. So there are some nice options there. It does have text to speech capability. So basically you scan the lines of the text like you would a highlighter, and it reads aloud to you via either the built-in speaker or headphones. And it does have the built-in dictionary and translation abilities as well, but you also can turn those features off if maybe you're in Spanish class or in English class and you don't want a student to be able to instantly define what they are reading. It's also a standalone device and very portable. You don't need Wi-Fi in order to just use its basic capabilities. All right, the next thing I'd like to talk about is for math. So this one is called Mod Math, and this is something I wish I had known about when I was teaching, because we have all of these different accessibility tools for reading and writing, and then I would be, sorry, but we still got to do math by hand, right? And so it is a free app, so you can try it out yourself. It allows students to complete math assignments without handwriting. I find that, the worse a student's handwriting is, the more likely they are to make kind of maybe like a silly error or an error that's not really related to their math abilities when they are doing math on paper. So that removes these barriers for students who struggle with their handwriting or who have fine motor challenges or disabilities, like a learning disability or attention. So it has digital graph paper, so it keeps those numbers aligned. That's probably the number one thing that I saw when I was teaching, that a student would get a number out of line because of something with their handwriting, and then, the whole problem gets messed up, right? It also has a math keypad with different symbols on it. You can import worksheets, complete them digitally, and print them or email them off. And you can also, it has a inbuilt folder system for you to save and organize your work. So we talked about these kind of high-tech tools or apps on devices or iPads. I also want to talk about some more low-tech tools that can help make your assignments a bit more accessible. So uh, this one here is a slant board, and it may be something that you're already familiar with, or something that you do with your students, regardless of whether you've called it assistive technology. But basically, it just provides a writing or reading surface at an incline for the student. It improves positioning for writing or reading worksheets. It helps reduce fatigue and helps improve readability, especially for students with motor challenges or maybe if they struggle to reach. And then another low-tech tool that I wanted to highlight, pun intended, is these highlight reading strips. It is a super simple support to help students track lines of text as they are reading. It can also help break down assignments or even reduce the amount of overwhelm that a student may be experiencing. It may seem so simple, it may be often overlooked, but it can be very effective, especially as like a cognitive support to help students out. One way that I've seen this used is having a few and then being like, okay, we're going to have a green reading bar at the top of the worksheet, and that's what the student will use in order to track what they are reading and where they are in the assignment. But then there's also a red bar that tells them where to stop. Maybe the red bar is where the entire class is reading to, or maybe they'll stop to do some questions. So, and all of these items that I have mentioned today, I believe, maybe with the exception of Mod Math because it's free, but I think we may still even include it in our library. But all of these items are available to loan at no cost for Indiana educators through our loan library. So I do implore everyone to check us out and try our services. We do have a website that shows all of the things that we do and how to get in contact with us. We've also got our catalog of all of our items. It's that second link there, the k12atlas.atforall.com, and you can browse our items. You can even add them to cart like you would with online shopping. If you're interested in technical assistance, basically one of us working with you one-on-one, again, at no cost, then fill out one of our TA request forms. And I included a link to that as well. If you are overwhelmed, not sure where to start, send us an email, explain a situation, or and we're happy to work with you and show you how we can help. Also, sign up for our mailing list. You can be informed about um, things that are happening with our program, more Atlas Answers sessions, which we'll be doing monthly. We often even have free items that we are just giving away through our library catalog. And then we've also got our socials linked there as well. So if anyone has any questions, please type them in the chat, or even feel free to unmute yourself. And yeah, we're happy to answer any questions that you have.
Rain, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, do you have or do you know of any tools that you can use to read PDFs on Chromebooks other than the old Snap and Read and Write for Google Chrome?
Yeah, so there are a few. Um, with Chromebook, it can be a little bit more challenging because a lot of the apps that we have on iOS may not be available for a Chromebook, or a Chromebook might have the restrictions there. Um, so yeah, I think so you've used Read and Write for Google Chrome before?
So the problem is, and I'll just be honest, we were Snap and Read co-writer for years. And then, as you know, they got bought out by Ever something, their new name. Um, when they integrated into their tool for having text read aloud and everything, the price is out of our reach. We can't afford it. So I've found within the Chromebook that there's text readers that can read almost everything except those PDFs. And that's where I'm stuck right now.
So off the top of my head, I think the main things I would recommend would probably initially be the things that you've already tried, right?
Okay.
But something that we can definitely look into this, because we have, I would say, we've looked more into our iOS apps and everything, since that's part of our loan library. But we're happy to look into this for you. If you want to, put your email in the chat or something like that, I'd be happy to help you out with that as well. Oh, and I also see
Yeah.
in the chat we have a couple things too. The Speechify app reads PDFs. That one is good on a Chromebook.
And
And I see Josh says trying Helper Bird, a free version there. So there's a free version that's a Chrome extension.
yeah, I tried that once. It wasn't working, but I'll go back into that one and look at that one again. And then Speechify app. Is the app an extension? Let me see if I could open up the chat. For Clarice, is that app on for Chromebooks? And then second question is it free?
Hello. I'm
Hi.
not, I'm not Clarice. We're sharing a computer. So,
Oh, okay.
Marianne, I'm Erin. I have sent you loans, so I'm the lending
Oh,
library
yes.
lead. The Speechify app is unfortunately it's not free.
Okay.
There is a free version that has a pretty robotic voice, like the normal synthesizer, but it is an iOS app and a Chrome extension. Um, we do have a Chromebook with the Speechify app already on it. If you would like to try that,
Okay.
you can certainly email me, or if I can find it quickly, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Awesome. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and a lot of educators are looking for an option like that. And Erin, thank you for jumping in there. I appreciate it. All right. If there aren't any other questions, we'll stay on for a little bit, but we'll probably stop the recording. I also see Caitlin put in the chat Everyway, formerly Text Help, also has Orbit Note as a PDF reader,
That's,
possibly more affordable. Yeah.
well, that's part of that group that bought, Don Johnston out. So for our schools, it's literally $24,000 a year, which we can't
Oh,
afford.
goodness.
So
Yeah.
for like, we were paying for 1, 2, 3, 4 schools, um, right around $4,000 a year for what we needed. So I just need to find alternatives for that. But I know
Yeah.
it really works well, and it's just unfortunate.
Absolutely. And I think we hopefully are moving toward the having it built into all of our systems, but I know it's not perfect yet. So
Yeah. But thank you for all your help. I appreciate it.
that was a great question. So thank you.